तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय
Mr. Janaki, we can start with the opening prayers.
Sure, brother. Om. Om. गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्. Offering my grateful pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Swami. Sairam everyone. Wishing you happy Ugadi and Gudi Padwa. Thank you all for joining us today. With Swami's grace and blessings, we started SAI100 initiative in 2023, and it's an honor and privilege to be part of Rudram initiative. Again, on this auspicious day of Ugadi, we are here with great energy and enthusiasm to begin this Rudram learning initiative. Let us all pray to Swami to guide us and help us throughout this journey to offer Rudram on Swami's 100th birthday in November. Thank you all.
Swami was so gracious enough. Swami select few of us, and we had the great good fortune of learning Vedas from none other than Brahmasri Kamavadhani Garu, who was a great Vedic scholar. And he has dedicated his entire life at the feet of Bhagavan and also for the cause of Vedas. And you know, Swami arranged special classes for us just behind the Purnachandra auditorium rooms. And for our great good fortune, Bhagavan himself used to come and sit in the class. He used to make us chant individually. He used to correct our pronunciations. He used to correct our intonations. And I remember when each one of us were asked like that, one of the boys told Swami, I will chant along with all the other boys. I am not confident of chanting alone. Swami said, nothing doing. I will not agree for that. I want each one of you to learn the Vedas properly and you should chant confidently. That is what Bhagavan said those days. Those were the days when Veda chanting was confined here only in the early hours were immediately after the Suprabhatam and before Nagar Sankirtanam. And the mantras were fixed. Rudram, Chamakam and Purush Suktam. Every other alternate days, these were chanted for years, and that was the schedule of Prashant Nilayam. Swami, out of his infinite compassion for the boys who are learning Vedas, just to encourage them, Swami told Sri Kamadhani Garu, why don't you start chanting those mantras which my boys know? And that was a great boost for all of us. And every day morning, we started chanting new mantras. And you know, we had the greatest good fortune of having a special darshan of Bhagavan. Every day morning, when we used to chant, the Veda Ghosha used to go on. Swami used to come and stand near the window of his bedroom and used to give us special darshan, and that encouraged us a lot. And later,
is there anybody speaking? I cannot hear anyone.
We always made humble beginnings.
Vijay, you are on mute.
Mantras. But Swami was so much proud of his
So
children.
Vedanaran Garu is speaking and he can hear.
We have to go for, there are times the long procession will be there and we don't know that many mantras. Then Swami used to come and tell us, don't worry. If you don't know, you just chant all the mantras what you know, and if you get exhausted, chant them again, no problem. Because procession will be moving, and those who are hearing, they'll be all new. So they will think that you all know a lot.
Sairam, thank you very much. Can you hear me now? We were just listening to Vedanaran Garu's talk on Vedam just before this. Just a quick thumbs up, or somebody can unmute and confirm.
Yeah, we can hear you, Vijay.
Okay, thank you. So we thank you, Sister Janaki, for a wonderful opening and warm welcome to everyone. So happy Ugadi, happy Gudi Padwa to everyone, and on this beautiful and auspicious occasion of a festive day, Swami has given us this opportunity to be able to have this orientation session and start on this journey of SAI100. And like Vedanaran Garu said, it's a privilege for us to have an opportunity, a wonderful avenue that Swami has enabled for all of us, and we are all together in this particular journey of becoming better, becoming his instruments, his better instruments, through also learning of Vedas in the process. So without much ado, we want to keep the timing. This is 12 to 1 session only, and this is the schedule that we see. We'll start with orientation immediately, and then there'll be a quick intro on the Veda mantras that Prasanna will take us through, along with Ganapati Prarthana that we want to start today, because today being the auspicious day of festival. So we can start on that, and then we'll leave some time for questions, and Swasti Shloka will be chanted by Balaji, Brother Balaji, and that will be the end of the session. So without much ado, let's get started on we just went through Swami's video. Let's go to the next one. So the only objective, and I think you've seen this a few times at the center as well during announcements. So the only objective of this initiative is to have 100 good Rudram chanters to offer Ekadasha Rudram on the occasion of Swami's 100th birthday celebrations. And this is an individual's commitment to Swami. This is not something that anybody else for any level or role or whatever they're performing in this mission is enabling this. It is only you and Swami, and it is a commitment between us and Swami together to be able to be ready for offering this service at his lotus feet. That's the sole purpose, and hence everything else on this particular journey is going to be focused on the study of Rudram, Namakam, Chamakam, and maybe a little bit of Mahanyasam for some people who are proficient in these areas. So we started on this whole initiative on 220, by sending the survey of requesting everybody to sign up for their readiness to participate in this SAI100 Vedam, either as students or and as well as being available for chanting on that specific day of November 17, tentatively, when we're planning to have this Ekadasha Rudram offering. And then subsequently everything else flowed through autopilot, definitely with Swami's grace and guidance. We are on the fourth last step of this journey to start the session. So Vedam teachers were finalized. We had a discussion a couple of days back with the teachers. And yes, we are definitely expecting more teachers to join in as and when Swami enables them and inspires them to participate in these in this whole initiative. We are on the orientation session. We had requested some of you who are proficient on Namakam Chamakam or proficient in Namakam to share audios. So thank you very much for doing that. I know it was a little bit of a confusion also there, but appreciate all your patience and helping through the process. And thank you to all the teachers who spend their valuable time evaluating those audios. So that we can be in a better understanding of who might need some refinement, who might need a little bit of more push, or who are really proficient and can definitely support in different ways in this whole process. So we will have we'll take a stab at regrouping some of the members where the teachers felt that there is regrouping required, where some refinement might help to get ready for SAI100 Vedam chanting. And then after that, the classes will start on 321. Sorry, 331. That's the Monday that we are tracking for classes to be initiated. Just to call out, we will have question time separately. So any questions that you have, please hold off on that till we reach that point, and we'll open it up for sessions for questions at that point. So based on the survey results, and I am not showing the numbers here, but we do have a sizable number. So the overall number is 144 across all these 4 groups. And once we do the regrouping, we will know exactly how many proficient and how many need refinement, so on and so forth. But it's means if you've noticed, it is 1 + 4 + 4. That's the total number. It's comes to 9 again. Some kind of an indication for some of us who believe in that as leading to the divine number 9. But the groups are proficient group, new to both, a very straightforward understanding there. There is a third group that said, hey, I know Namakam, but I want help with Chamakam only. And then needs refinement is another area where our members have responded to saying, hey, I know some part here, some part there, or I know quite a bit of it, but I need some polishing. So those are the 4 groups, and the approach for actually working with each of these groups is going to be slightly different. So for the proficient group, we went through the evaluation process. We will reclassify, like I mentioned earlier. The request would be for this particular group, and I'll talk about it in a subsequent slide as well, is to solicit their participation, who can help with teaching or moderating or being a mentor for some of the other members who need refinement, and based on their convenience and availability. But again, this is another way they can also provide service if they are not able to teach or commit to their time. And many of these are actually kids who are wonderful chanters. So Swami has really guided them well over the last few months. So they can become those mentors who are guiding their own parents or their own friends in this journey. So that's the intent of proficient group. Key ask from members, it's highlighted. We will call upon it. It's very repetitive. So one is on the proficient group. We are requesting help for this sadhana session, 30-minute chanting that will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we want to have it live starting April 1st, and then help as teachers and mentors, like I alluded to earlier. New to both group, there will be training sessions 2 times a week. There is a schedule that we are going to look into in a short while. The request and the only expectation from this group is join the sessions and practice what you have learned. So sessions are 2 times a week. Make sure every other day of the week you are practicing. Otherwise, it is going to be very, very difficult for you to be able to get ready. If you join, you will be ready. That's something that we believe very strongly in. And then do participate in the 30-minute daily sadhana chanting. It's 30 minutes on Tuesdays and Thursdays going forward. Chamakam only, that's the third group. That is good in Namakam. We will have a dedicated session only for Chamakam. And then if this group needs some refinement, then they should join those group B classes, which are on Mondays and Wednesdays, for some areas where they believe they need some refinement. Again, strict adherence to join the classes for those sessions that have been scheduled, and participation in the 30-minute chanting. Need refinement. This is one group which is expected to be more self-driven, because it is very difficult to carve out timing specifically for each and every member of this group. So it will be self-driven. The expectation is, please review the training schedule, which will be published after this particular meeting, by tomorrow, and block your calendars for those sessions or those anuvakas which you know for sure you need some help on. And there are some refinement aspects which, so this particular group can also volunteer to support as in the daily sadhana chanting, as you become more comfortable with either namakam or chamakam or both. And the reason being, we are planning to have teachers support you to listen to you on the Sunday or the Saturday before, or the weekend before that particular session on Tuesday or Thursday, and provide you some one-on-one feedback there. So please do sign up there, so we know that you are scheduled to chant for Tuesdays and Thursdays. And definitely one of us would like to spend time with you if you need to somebody to listen in and basically help you in some areas there. So that's another avenue to refine yourself in specific areas or get some specific feedback, which otherwise may not be available in these specific sessions, because those are all group sessions. And participation in the daily sadhana chanting, all of us, it is important for us to do that, to get ready mentally, physically, as well as being able to be able to chant there as per Swami's wish. Moving on to the next one, like I mentioned earlier, Vedam teachers and volunteers, there are several teachers and volunteers who are helping with this initiative. It's not possible otherwise. Quick message on the screen from Swami. I'll just read it out for the benefit of the group. Great care has to be taken in reciting the Vedic hymns, observing the rules regarding accent, pause, and rhythm. The gurus of those days were utterly selfless, pure-hearted, and dedicated to the divine. They were filled with love for the disciples and dedicated their lives to imparting Vedic knowledge to the students. The students were also highly disciplined and adhered to all prescribed regulations. This is Satya Sai speaks on June 3rd, 1990. The teachers who have contributed and who have been helping in this whole initiative called it out. So thank you to each and every one of you. And definitely looking forward for more teachers to step for more members to step forward who are proficient and who would like to support as teachers. We are also in the process of working with other members of this group and some SSC students as well, to help with the moderators for these sessions as we go into these daily weekly training sessions that we're planning to have. And thank you in advance for everyone who would like to join and who is keen to support this initiative. Coming to the crux of it, I'll keep it a little bit focused now in the interest of time. So for proficient chanters, we are trying to enable an opportunity for learning Mahanyasam, and this will be more self-driven learning opportunity, listening to audio files, coming together as a group once a week, Saturday or Sundays. The content will be shared with the interested proficient chanters and teachers, so they can participate in it. There is no evaluation for this. It is purely self-driven, and many of us would like to learn as we are also embarking on this journey to learn Rudram. Mahanyasam is another area where teachers and proficient chanters can support. The immediate help, please do sign up proficient chanters for leading Namakam and Chamakam daily chants on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 to 9. Link is available. Coming to the two major classes here, right? Two major schedules that we are going to follow, and a lot of effort will be put for these sessions. So Namakam and Chamakam learning sessions Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central from March 31st through November 5th. It'll be Zoom meeting. The links to all of these and the slides itself will be shared with this group. So by tomorrow, you should have all of these links. You will also receive these links in the WhatsApp group that Prasanna has created. So there will be link to the training schedule, Zoom link for the sessions, WhatsApp group link, learning materials. One reference point is SAI100 for us, for some of the members in this group who are comfortable with English and Devanagari script. For some of the members who are not comfortable, there are Rudram learning files from other languages, which we are trying to make available, and the link for that from our Google Drive will also be available here. So by tomorrow, you should have access to all of the content, including the learning materials. I'll go to the Chamakam schedule also, and then I'll quickly open up what the schedule Excel looks like, which you will also have access to. So Chamakam, exactly the same thing. The two changes are, it's a Saturday session, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So timing is consistent, easy for you to block your calendars so that you remember and get a notification on your phone. And link to Google Sheet is also going to be provided. Everything else is going to be consistent with what we saw in the Namakam slide. Let me just quickly flip to the, sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. And let me know when you start seeing this Excel file. I'm sharing my screen. So on the left-hand side, if you see, and let me just open the Namakam one first for the benefit of this group. So on the left-hand side, columns 1, 2, and 3 is specifically focused on the coverage that we are going to have for each of these sessions. So starting Saturday, which is orientation session today, Monday, March, Namakam Anuvaka 1, Mantra 1 to 4. Again, so you would see that for Namakam Anuvaka 1 itself, there are going to be 6 to 7 hours of session that will be planned, including, and that also includes the revision session. Namaka Anuvaka 2, and based on the complexity and the number of mantras in each session, these sessions are categorized. Teachers are currently signing up to support all of these sessions. So we are in the process of finalizing. By tomorrow, we should have the details available for the first 2 months, and then we will we'll update it as and when we go along. So it is very specific to those mantras, and the reason for calling out at this specificity level is for the members who want to focus only on specific parts of these can schedule their sessions and join those sessions for people who know they need refinement in that area. For somebody who does not know or who is in a 80-20 situation, please do feel free to join in, and we will work with you in that sessions as teachers. Chamakam, again, based on the complexity and the size of each of those Chamakam and Vakas, we'll be able to cover. There are practice sessions also, so if we are able to stick into the schedule, it's going to be extremely easy for us to scale through each and every aspect of the Rudram chanting process. Quickly jumping on to the approach before I hand it over to Prasanna. One, join the training sessions. It will start with 3 Ohms and Ganapati Prarthana. We will repeat the thing when we join on March 31st also, just for the first few sessions to be onboarded. Breakout rooms will be done in the first 5 minutes. Specific mantras, that is part of the schedule that we just looked at, will be covered. Teacher will repeat each mantra 2 times, call upon a student to repeat. Once that mantra is done, the teacher will move on to the next mantra, and a different student will be asked to repeat. Every student who is joining those sessions is expected to be on video. So, and they are chanting behind the scenes as the teacher is talking about each and every mantra. So everybody will get a chance to repeat and to practice. And also, if there are some corrections that the teacher is making for someone else while they are being on video and chanting, that also gives an opportunity to practice more for other students. Zoom moderator will close the session at 55th minute. We will end with Kshama Prarthana and Swasti Vachaka Shloka. That's going to be the format of covering these specific sessions. And there are placeholders for practice where more refinements can happen. And if you participate in daily sadhana and these sessions, it will help anyone to be refined or to learn all of it before November 1st. And a lot will depend on Swami's grace. So please do pray for it, like we all have been doing. Mantras once covered will not be repeated. So a humble request is please do join each and every session as much as possible. There can be some contingencies or emergency situations where you're not able to chant, and we can see how those can be supported, but those are only exceptions. Please, humble request there. I will stop here, hand it over to Prasanna to give us a quick intro on the Veda mantras, and then we go from there. Prasanna, over to you.
Sairam. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
Thank you. Thanks everyone. Thanks to Swami for having all of us, organized this way and having to actually kickstart another orientation for at least this batch of people who are lined up for the SAI100 initiative. One thing that I want to add before we go further on this topic, right? Vijay beautifully said one thing, and I want to just add to that point. When we have the availability, which is basically the commitment, Swami gives us the other two, affability and ability, all the time. I think the commitment is the first thing that is needed, which is basically our making ourselves available and being committed to learning Rudram. So which is basically making us available for every single session that we think where we need refinement for. And when we have that, I think everything else will start flowing all together with Swami's grace. So let's pray to Swami to make ourselves available throughout this learning process. So I kind of want to, go over on how we should chant mantras and how we should not chant mantras. Manana traite iti mantra. That's what mantra is all about, right? The one which originates from mind is mantra. There is a way to actually pronounce these mantras specifically. Any mantra you want to chant has to be in a specific pronunciation, in a specific intonation, in a specific duration, rightly followed. If any of these three go to a toss, that's when you don't get the benefit out of the mantra. Every mantra has a benefit aspect, whether it is more materialistic or non-materialistic, it definitely has a benefit to each one of us. And as collective offering, it is more benefit to the society and the larger people at large. So chanting with full focus and concentration with enthusiasm is rightly needed. Chanting with complete faith on the mantra is needed. Understanding, that's very, very important. Some people may not understand the mantras in first go. It is totally fine. But over the period of time, we should commit to learning some of what this mantra is all about. Initial focus may not be meaning. Initial focus may not be awareness about what this mantra is talking about, which is totally okay and understandable. But over a period of time, when we master over these mantras slowly and steadily, at that point, we would have to also go back, looking at what this mantra is all about, learning more about the insights of it, etc. So how not to chant? People do all of these mistakes, right? Anybody who starts chanting, Geeti. So basically singing, it's like singing, that's Geeti, right? Like basically not employing the right tune and intonation to be followed, that's Geeti. Shigri, chanting like, as though a fast train is approaching you and you have to get onto it. That's Shigri, which is very fast speed chanting without following constant Sandhi rules. There is a Sandhi in place. A Sandhi decides on how much. Sandhi is basically the meter of any mantra, right? And if the meter is wrong and you chant it too fast, it does not give you any benefit out either. Shirakapi. It's like, when I go down on a mantra, I basically nod my head down. When I go up, I nod it one up. If I go further up, I nod it further up. It is okay to do this while maybe practicing initially, but we would want to get away from all of this over a period of time for sure. Everybody makes mistakes. It's totally understandable. But over a period of time, through this journey of learning, this is what exactly we need to come out of. Likita Patak, reading, just like how you read a book, right? Like without ups and downs, without proper intonation, without following the meter, just reading as though you're reading a book. Anarthagya, without understanding the meaning. Maybe many of us fall under this category without understanding the meaning. It is okay as long as you understand the overall meaning. Sometimes the mantra might be really intensive and probably gives a very internal, subtle meaning to it. It is okay not to understand and go to that level. it's up to us to actually go to that level. But at least an overall understanding of what this is about. Why are we even chanting Rudram? What is Namakam about? What is Samakam about? What is covered in the first Anuvaka? Where are we doing? Why are we doing? What is Namo? What is Chame? Some of the basic understandings and some of the overall understandings is definitely required. Alpakanta, feeble chanting. You asked to chant when 10 people chant together. I want not my word or how I chant to be heard to my teacher. So let me put myself calm so that others are heard and I'm not heard. So I'm not whatever mistakes I'm making it's okay. I'll kind of hide it. You're not hiding the mistake from the teacher. You're hiding the mistake from your own self and to Swami, right? The whole reason of chanting loudly is two reasons. One, you are when you chant it from the bottom of your stomach, that's exactly when the aksharas are actually pronounced rightly and the sound and the meter comes out rightly. The second thing is when you feebly chant, it defeats the purpose of why you want to actually even come and learn the Veda. Right? If you want to come and learn it rightly, you better learn it rightly, right? In Vedam, unfortunately, there is not a middle person. There is not like I learned little bit. It's either you learn it or you don't learn it. It's either of these two. There is no in between meter. So we need to make sure to put all of our efforts to learn it rightly in place. If we make mistake, it's okay to make mistakes during the learning, but we want to kind of put our efforts and being available to kind of come out of this for sure. Can you move to the next slide, Vijay? Yeah. Some of the sounds and the way we pronounce it, maybe it makes sense if you actually go to the next slide. Guttural, palatal, cerebral, and yeah. So basically, it's nothing but how our Sanskrit mantras or the letters or aksharas are pronounced, right? Kha, cha, tha, tha, pa. Now, the way you pronounce the tongue, where it touches, etc., it matters a lot. So when you actually, in fact, it is said that if you are actually able to repeat each and every letter of Sanskritam rightly, you will definitely be able to actually pick up mantras rightly. So the easiest way to actually go back and practice it would be to go and look at each letter and say it loudly. Utter it properly. What is kha, kha, ga, ga, right? And pronounce it properly in a way where you're not mispronouncing it at all, and the syllable is not misheard. So that is very, very important for us to actually put in thoughts into how we should put in these letters and the words properly. If we are able to pronounce these letters properly, the words become easy. And if you observe the Shama Pratana, we actually seek forgiveness for chanting any of this wrongly to Swami. So that's at the end of every chant we do Shama Pratana, where we go and say, hey, yada akshara pada brishta. So even if a letter akshara pada, which is a smaller part of a bigger sentence, even if any of this go wrong, please Shama, please give me pardon from this, because mantra in a way is very, very important to chant it rightly. If you chant it incorrectly, unfortunately, it can even give you a very different effect than what you're seeking for. So making sure that you put that effort to actually chant it rightly is very, very crucial and important. So let's move on to the next slide, please. Okay. So here it talks about, how we should. Here it talks about how we should approach, reading some of this text that when it comes, right, and what these color coding means, what this ups and down means, etc. So uddata, swarita, anudhata, and dirghaswarita. So these are some Sanskrit, terminologies that we use, but let's make it very easy for you guys, right? So if you see ga na na antwa, ga na na antwa. So ga is in a lower intonation, is a low pitched intonation, which is anudhata, right? And then the na that is flatter note. The flatter note is basically called the uddata, where there is no intonation. It is flat. The note is pretty much flat, right? And then an is basically in the upper high pitched intonation, which is coded in red, and that is called as swarita. And sometimes you actually do double of these swaritas. So there are examples here. If you see, unfortunately, I'm not able to see the screen. One second. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's some kind of internet issue. Sorry about that. So Uddata is a flatter intonation. Swarita is one higher pitched intonation. Dirgha Swarita is double higher pitched intonation. And Anudata is a lower pitched intonation. So Anudata is usually denoted in blue. Sometimes in green if it is way too lower, which is basically like a Dirgha Anudata or whatever you can call it. Basically, there's only three aspects. We call it Uddata, Swarita, and Anudata. Dirgha Swarita is double of Swarita. Dirgha Anudata is double of Anudata. So it is denoted in this if you look at the example, Narayana Prano Jagyate Manasarvendriyani cha Narayana. That na is in a very low pitched intonation, so it is coded in green because it's actually like a double down, right? It's you're really toning down your voice. So that's also called as anudata in a way. Dirgha Swarita is double intonations where we actually pitch double times upper. Swarita in the meanwhile is one time pitching upward. An gana na twa, that is Swarita. Uddata is flatter note. Na flatter note, right? Flatter note. Flatter note is all Uddata. So you don't have to know these Sanskritam, terminologies really. All you should be aware of is how you should read this. When something says in green, what does it mean? How do I pronounce it? When something says in black, how do I pronounce it? When something says in red, how do I pronounce it? When something says in blue or green, how do I pronounce it? That is all matter. And you don't need to know the names of it. That's not required. What might be required is just going over how we should approach reading. We will definitely train you as we go further into the classes. We will tell you, as you learn, you will also know how to actually read some of this. If you're not comfortable reading the Devanagari scripts, Devanagari is the best way to actually read some of this. If you're uncomfortable reading Devanagari, if you want to learn it by English, it's okay. But make sure to actually put in effort to actually understand what these color codes and how that ups and downs work really. If you have any questions on this, feel free to reach out to any of the Veda gurus who are going to accompany you in this process. You can approach anybody for that matter, any of the gurus. And if you are not able to connect to anybody, reach out to Vijay or me or to the devotional team. We will be able to plug you into somebody who can help you get up to speed. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah. Okay. Let's now learn the Ganapati Prarthana. I think I'm going to chant it once. I would probably, since it's a Zoom session, let's all be on mute. I would let Vijay repeat for me so that all of you can follow the same way. All of us unmuting and speaking might not work here, but in the classes, we will have breakout session to do it one-on-one the way Vijay just outlined. Let's pray to Swami and see if he can take us through the journey, starting from this holy day of, starting the new year, ideally. So let's pray to Swami, pray to Ganesha, and start the prayer. Ganana tva
Ganana Ganana
Ganapatigum Havamahe
Ganapatim Havamahe Ganapatim Havamahe
Kaving Kavinam
Kavim Kavinam Kavim Kavinam
Upamashravastamam
Upamashravastamam Upamashravastamam
Ganana Antva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kaving Kavinam Upamashravastamam
Ganana Ganapati Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam
Jesh
Ganana Ganapati Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam
Jeshtarajam
Jeshtarajam Jeshtarajam
Brahmanam
Brahmanam Brahmanam
Jeshtarajam Brahmanam
Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam
Brahmanaspata
Brahmanaspata Brahmanaspata
Ana Shrinvan
Anashrinvan Anashrinvan
Notibhe Siddhasadhanam
Notibhis Siddhasadanam Notibhis Siddhasadanam
Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Ana Shrinvan Notibhe Siddhasadhanam
Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvan Notibhis Siddhasadanam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvan Notibhis Siddhasadanam
Prano Devi
Prano Devi Prano Devi
Saraswati
Saraswati Saraswati
Prano Devi Saraswati
Prano Devi Saraswati Prano Devi Saraswati
Vajebhir
Vajebhir Vajebhir
Vajinivati
Vajinivati Vajinivati
Vajebhir Vajinivati
वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती
धीनामभित्रयवतु
धीनामभित्रयवतु धीनामभित्रयवतु
प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामभित्रयवतु
प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामभित्रवतु प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामभित्रयवतु
गणेशाय नमः
गणेशाय नमः गणेशाय नमः
सरस्वत्यै नमः
सरस्वत्यै नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः
हरिः ॐ
हरिः ॐ हरिः ॐ
गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Let's pray to Swami here and ask him to, grant affability and ability to learn the Veda mantras, and pray to Swami also that let's make ourselves available throughout this journey. Jai Sai Ram. I'll hand it over back.
Thank you, Prasanna. So we will open up for questions now. It's 12:51. We may have approximately 8 to 9 minutes for questions. So any questions, please do unmute yourself and you can ask on the screen.
Sairam, Vijay Garu and Prasanna. On the Chamakam, being on a Saturday, I already have some commitment on every Saturday. Will there be any accommodation for me to now this Namakam that we'll be learning on Tuesday and Thursday? So simultaneously, those students will be learning Chamakam, or once when we finish Namakam, they will go to Chamakam. How will it go?
Yeah, so
I think I can answer the question, right? Two avenues for you. So Sunday also we have classes, and in the Sunday classes currently we are teaching Chamakam. Although we have probably come up to like a few Anvakas already done, you could probably join there to actually cover the Anvakas which have not been covered so far. If you are able to come to center in person, we have an in-person session happening on Chamakam right now as we speak. This is apart from all these Zoom sessions that we are talking about. If somebody is able to come in person, that is another avenue to actually learn. Right? But you don't have to wait for Namakam to complete Chamakam learning. These can happen parallelly. If someone wants to learn both Namakam and Chamakam, you'll have to actually make sure to attend both the classes in a way.
So I'll add on to that. Thank you, Prasanna. So Sunil bhai, one thing, Namakam, when we say Namakam schedule, it is not just Namakam. So Monday and Wednesday classes will start with Namakam. We will continue with Chamakam in those sessions also. Okay, the Chamakam session on Saturday is specifically focused on those brothers or sisters who indicated that they already know Namakam, they just want to focus on Chamakam. So it's more, it's only focused on that, how, and plus refinements. But if you want to learn Chamakam, you will also be able to learn it on Mondays and Wednesdays. As part of those classes, the schedule includes Namakam, Chamakam, practice of Namakam, and practice of Chamakam also.
No.
Sorry, Sister Shobhana, you have a question?
No, I had the same question as like, do I need to separately learn it, or is it like one at a time, Namakam and Chamakam? And I understood that it is starting with Namakam. Am I right?
Yes. So the Mondays and Wednesday sessions will focus both on Namakam and Chamakam in that order. Saturday sessions are focused only on Chamakam, and that is for people who already know Namakam as a starting point. However, if somebody can do Saturdays also, you will have a more fast track learning of the Chamakam modules. It's as simple as that.
Okay, thank you.
I see a hand raised, Brother Satish.
Thank you, Vijay Garu and Prasanna. Thank you.
Sure, Sairam.
Sairam, this is Anamika. Actually, for absolute beginners, or I would say somebody who wants to learn. So, if I would just want to learn Namakam, so can I just participate and learn only Namakam?
You can learn, Sister Anamika. So, just like I showed the schedule earlier, so we do have the Namakam. It is called Namakam schedule just to keep it a little bit distinctly recognizable. But yeah, so Namakam is going to be focused on here from March 31st till July 7th is when we are trying to come, or July 14th. And then Chamakam Anuvakas will be taught after that. In general, once you are going through that journey, you would like to continue, not just stop at Namakam, but it will be your discretion. The expectation is for these 100 chanters to know Namakam and Chamakam both. So we can talk about it once we are at that point of finishing up Namakam. And if you still want to take it, we'll have a separate conversation at that point. But yes, you can learn Namakam.
Okay, thank you, Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam, one question. How does the size of each class look like? Because there might be different people wanting to learn different parts of the Namakam or Chamakam.
Yeah, so the Mondays and Wednesday classes are going to be focused on, when I say focused on, it is the teaching methodology and the coverage is more aligned towards newcomers. So that way they will have enough time to learn. However, it doesn't mean the group that already knows or needs refinement in certain areas, they cannot join. They can absolutely join those classes, and all it is happening is they're also getting a chance to repeat and revise and refine, right? That's the second part of your question. The first part of your question is what is the size of the class? We are anticipating these classes to have at least 60 to 70 members on a regular basis. And we have identified 5 teachers, or the intent is to identify at least 5 teachers with 5 different breakout rooms. So maybe 10 to 12 members per group is what we will anticipate. It might go up and down. And with God's grace, if we have more teachers sign up, we will have more breakout rooms as well to have a smaller group to work with. But that's where we are starting. And again, if we get, let's say, 10 teachers, absolutely phenomenal. And Swami has been working through each one of them to make it happen. But otherwise, we would like to limit it to 10 to 12 per breakout room. Satish, did you have a question? I think I saw a hand raised earlier.
You mean me, Vijay? No, I didn't.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. That's fine. My mistake.
Hey,
I see a
Vijay,
hand raised by
Nikki.
Nikki, right?
Nikki.
Sairam, this is Nikila. I'm sorry I didn't change my name.
No worries.
Yeah. So my question is, do we get to have that material in the language that I prefer to read, like Telugu I want to read? So, yeah.
Yeah, so
with the color coding.
I don't think there will be the color coding will be as aligned with as what we looked at just now, because that is from SAI100.net. which has English and Devanagari script. But the material that we are also trying to make available was used extensively for Atirudra Mahayagyam, which many of us would have participated or heard about. So we are trying to get that content made available, which has Telugu script, I think Tamil script, Malayalam script is also there. So we are trying to get that those scripts also made available in Google Drive. The notations or the color coding might be slightly different, but we can work with you to guide you on that. It is not incorrectly marked. It is very well done, but it's just that the way it has been coded, you'll have to correlate it to the blue and green that we just looked at. But it's going to be coded absolutely perfectly well for you to learn from those scripts. But we can work with you when you look at the script and help you through the understanding of what is upper udatta, anudatta, swarita, dirgha swarita, so on and so forth.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Okay, Sairam Venkat.
Yeah, I just wanted to cover a couple of logistics stuff, right? I mean, so we have created this WhatsApp group, DSC Vedam Initiative. So if you are here and if you're not subscribed to that WhatsApp group, please do. That's where we are going to communicate going forward. Second thing is, please do not forward this WhatsApp group outside of the SAI100 initiative. If someone wants to be part of it, let them reach out to Vijay, Prasanna, or myself, the devotional team, and then we'll take a call. So those are the two things I just want to make sure from a logistics perspective.
Thank you, Prasanna. So thank you, Venkat. Sairam.
Vijay, if we are not part of the WhatsApp group and if we need to, like, how do we get the link, Vijay?
So the WhatsApp group links will be shared as part of the slide itself. So it will come in your email, this particular deck. Prasanna has already created the WhatsApp group, and the links for that will be shared over email, regular email also, along with this document.
Yep.
If you still do not receive it by Monday, by end of day Sunday, please do reach out to one of us. We'll be more than happy to help you and definitely get you plugged in there.
Yeah, and this has been posted to the Dallas SAI100 community. So if you're there, you should already see this.
Niranjan,
Go ahead, please.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Niranjan. Sairam.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Quick question. So there will not be any more text or email notifications, it's going to be only the WhatsApp group, right? One thing will be followed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Just a request, right? Because once you receive the schedule, please do block your calendars because it will be very difficult for us to send notifications on a daily basis to as reminders. Let's not expect that. But again, it's a beautiful question. I just thought of that suggestion also for anybody who wants to join the sessions. Please block your calendars accordingly.
What we can possibly also do for somebody who needs refinement at this point, or somebody who knows some portions of Namakam or some portions of Chamakam, the class schedule is also available. But if you prefer receiving notifications, maybe we could possibly send email notifications or text notifications if required, but we can work through that process a little later. Because just you might be wanting to learn only a specific portion, and I don't know how much are we watching. Expectation is to go and watch out that class schedule document and be aware of the classes. But if somebody needs to know when my Namakam 4th Anuvaka class is starting or 5th Anuvaka class is starting, etc., and I think if you need a reminder, we could possibly work out the detail separately. So.
Okay. I see Balaji. Sorry, Niranjan, you have another question? Sorry, Balaji.
Oh, do I have my hand up still? Let me reduce
Yes.
it. Okay.
Okay.
My
No
bad.
worries.
I forgot my hand. Yeah.
Always, Niranjan. Yeah. Sairam, just listening to that, my experience from the past, I would say, instead of just joining to all other brothers, just my suggestion, instead of just joining for specific Namakam or okay, we'll wait for Chamakam. I would, if I were you, I would be kind of joining from the beginning, because it is always to get a good refresh, and every time we will learn the certain new aspects of the Namakam and Chamakam. So doesn't hurt, but if it is possible to join from the beginning and again start from all the way from Namakam and Chamakam, that would be really helpful to you, Sarah.
I kind of agreed. The only concern is some of the evening meetings, we may not be able to come on call or camera. If
Yeah,
that's
that's why I
okay,
said.
just listen in. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Listen
that's
in
why I
will be
said
really helpful. Yeah.
whenever possible. That's why I said. Yeah.
Sister
Balaji took my thunder away. Actually, you won't believe, but in the Gananam couple of pronunciation, I was doing a ma instead of a na. And today I learned, thanks to Prasanna and Vijay Garu. Man, thank you.
Sister Josna?
Sairam, will the recorded class, the class recorded will be shared? The reason I'm asking is just in case we miss a class, is there a way to catch up?
Venkat, do you want to answer that question, Venkat or Prasanna?
Yeah,
I don't think it'll see. There are recordings available already online. There are 10,000 forums where you have recordings available online. The idea is not to provide recordings here, right? Idea is to have a one-on-one classes and one-on-one interaction with the teacher along with the student, and so walk you through the journey of teaching, right? And it makes two differences. One, for the teacher, he continues to learn just like what you do. The teacher, every single time, believe me or not, all of our teachers continue to learn at least one portion that we have missed every single time when we actually attempt teaching. So that's a greater opportunity for both of us to actually go back and do the learning journey together. And you would not get that journey when you do it online. And there are enough forums to actually do it if you want to actually go and kind of look at the recording and learn it out of the recording. There are enough other forums available online already in place where you can do it. This is a one-on-one teaching session. Let's make it very clear.
Yeah. Just to add to that, Prasanna, right? Like with Zoom, when we have breakout rooms and all, there will be multiple teachers teaching different students. It will be very difficult to record all those things. So I totally agree. Like, try to make it as much as possible to the classes, and leverage that opportunity.
Thank you, Prasanna and Venkat.
If you miss a class for whatever reason, right? If you miss a class for whatever reason, one class you missed it, it's okay. What I would do, reach out to the teacher one-on-one and say, hey, no, I want to learn this. And I'm sure our teachers will be able to provide you some other avenue to actually come back and learn the portion that you have probably missed. If you are available, we will be available. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Sister Jyotsna, the link that we will share, saiveda.net, it also has tutorial modules. So if there are certain mantras that were covered during that particular session as per the schedule, you can always go back to that portal and listen to those mantras. It's a tutorial module as well, and it's very well done. So it's another avenue for you to catch up on anything that you would have missed. I know we are 7 minutes over time. Please do leverage the forums that we're going to have starting March 31st for any further questions with your teachers. I would like to thank each and every one. At the outset, I think thank Swami for enabling this opportunity for each one of us and for each of you to take out time on this festival day with other commitments also being lined up for you. So appreciate all the commitment and the effort that you have put together. And we will continue on this journey together, and totally aligned with what Prasanna said. More as teachers, we learn more as teachers as well compared to students. So looking forward to many of these students to become teachers in future after this journey is done, and may Swami enable that for each one of us to spread this Vedam mission that he has started. Prasanna, please go ahead. I see your hand up.
Yeah, only one thing I want to add, right? I just want to summarize. We have practice is very important. Practice, 3 P's all the time. Availability, 3 A's. Let's remember the 3 P's and 3 A's. It's the same thing all throughout the journey. For us to actually enable practice, the daily Vedam sessions that we are going to start with live is very important. So if you are a proficient chanter or become one that you're aware of, we will let you know, and you possibly can go and start signing up for those sessions and chant. And even if you're not a proficient chanter, there are classes. I mean, the sessions are the weekly, every week, just before starting the bhajans, we have 20 minutes of Vedam. And only thing that we are chanting now until the birthday is Rudram alone. Right? So let's see if we can actually come down and sit in the backside. Maybe if you're not comfortable chanting in the microphone, it's totally understandable. Sit, chant, right? Like when you practice, that enables us to actually do it a lot, gain more attention to it and learn more also. So let's move over to practice. Thank you. Sairam.
Sairam. Thank you, Prasanna. We'll hand it over to Balaji Anna for saying the Swasti prayer and close us for today. Balaji Anna, over to you.
Om Swastif Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Sai Ram.